Look at it. Just look at it. Look at it. Look how beautiful this thing is. We probably should do an episode about it.
Oh.
Should we?
Sure.
Like, right now.
Like meow?
Oh, they're watching already. Oh.
Oh.
Put it back. Put it back. Oh.
Oh. That's good.
Finally. Brickmaniacs, it is time for another episode of Brickmania TV. Didn't see that one coming.
I didn't see that one coming.
Brickmaniacs, behold the Abrams.
Behold.
Cody, what do you? This is the which is the exact Abrams that you're going over? I can't talk right now.
I guess you could call this the M1A2. So the title on the box. the title on the box is M1A2 Abrams.
Yes.
But I guess you could say this is the M1A2 SEP V3 Abrams with Tusk and Crows.
That's awesome. So
we're doing
Tusk and Crows.
We're doing the most modern version.
This is the
tank.
Pinnacle of our main battle tank right now.
Yep.
So even though this is our latest, most modern tank, there's still a little bit of history behind this.
It's been around for a long time.
Right.
It fought in Desert Storm. It was up against the Russian T-72 in Desert Storm. Pretty much no competition, really, for the Abrams. Still currently fighting today in the same arena. But it's more of a, the urban combat's not really tank-on-tank combat. You're just mostly trying to protect yourself from RPGs.
Right.
So that's why they put the Tusk system on there. It's additional armor on the sides, and it looks a lot like just roof tiles.
Yeah,
separation armor.
That was a really clever use of a fairly common Lego element.
Yeah, Amanda had that idea. She's like, oh, it looks like the brick.
Yeah, it totally does.
The round brick, whatever part that is. So I don't know what any of these pieces are called.
Right.
I just use them. Anyways, yeah, Amanda the animator was like, oh, it looks like that part. I was like, that's a good idea.
It does look like that. So here we are.
Let's do Amanda for that one. I found a way to make that work.
So yeah, the armor on the side. I mean, in real life, it's like two separate plates.
Yeah,
which is kind of cool.
Separated out from the tank, so when an RPG hits that armor, it'll disperse its molten jet, so it doesn't immediately go through the tank.
Right.
But even so, this is like the most armored tank.
Armored tank. Is there reactive armor on this one?
No.
No reactive.
It's I think typically they could put that here and here. But they have a Chobham armor system.
Chobham.
Where it's like sort of like a ceramic tile sandwiched between armored plates or something like that. So designed for an RPG to hit it and it'll disperse that liquid. Armor thickness I think is unknown still. It's classified, but it's about a foot thick.
Right.
Of armor in
key points.
Yeah. Yeah, the Abrams is pretty cool. We've obviously stuck with it for quite some time.
Absolutely.
And just, we just adapted to the fighting, how it's being used. The Crow system.
Yeah, let's look at that.
On top is a 50 caliber machine gun, and that's an automated. Okay, what is it? It's the
bullet points.
Common Remotely Operated Weapon Station. That's what the Crow's acronym stands for.
Nice.
And so there's a ton of brick arms on here.
Yeah, as you can see.
We have the M240B. I think that's a newer brick arm for Will.
I'm not sure actually.
Yeah, it's the M240B. I think it's the M240B. Okay. Anyways, yeah, 50 cal here.
Yep.
50 cal here, and also simulated here is another M240 in the
just bristling with weaponry.
Yeah, 4 machine guns, and the main gun is a 120 millimeter cannon.
Right. So this one will be controlled by. I mean, it's supposed to line up with the barrel, correct?
Yeah. So the main gun and these 2 machine guns are controlled by the gunner,
right,
or the commander if he needs to take control of the turret. And the gunner would have the M240 here. He's got They built up a little more armored protection around him,
Yeah.
and this can be operated
Remotely.
inside the turret by the commander.
Right. Flare dispensers. Is that what-
Smoke.
Smoke. Yeah, smoke. Sorry, not flare.
Flare.
It's locked on. Do a barrel roll. Smoke dispensers.
Yep. Smoke dispensers.
And tactical cooler on the back.
Tactical cooler. Yep.
We included the cooler last time, and it was highly successful.
Believe it or not, there has been an update to the cooler. It is no longer just a brick with
Ooh.
2 tiles on it. It's a brick with 1 tile on it because that 2x3 tile is relatively new.
Look at that. That is a great updated cooler design. You know, they're probably hanging out there
Yeah.
by the cooler. Yeah.
Want to talk about your figs?
You want to talk about your kit first?
I pretty much did.
There's a bit more of history and like the overall loadout.
Okay.
I'm interested in some new build techniques. Like what have you upgraded from Dan's previous version to this version?
I changed the wheels out
Yeah.
and the tracks, I guess. So the wheels are now a dark tan, whereas before I think they're the light bluish gray wheel. And I put rubber on it,
Right.
so it looks
They roll? Do they roll?
rolls well on carpet.
On carpet.
So it does roll, but once you put the skirts on, the additional armor on the sides, it kind of pinches the track in. So it does roll smoothly. You can just pull it really easily. There's not
There we
much
go, yeah.
resistance, but on a really smooth surface, it doesn't roll as well as
But we got nice
some
rolling.
other tanks I've built. But
Right on. I always like seeing that. Because sometimes, yeah, when you enclose it in armor, there's lots of potential pinch points. But
yeah, just because it's brackets and it's everything's net and there's friction there, it just kind of.
So if you were able to
Plugs it in
keep
there.
it rolling, which is cool.
But yeah, it stays rolling and still rolls well. So I brick built bottom. It's studs forward. What do we call that?
SF.
SF.
Studs forward.
Studs forward.
So calling out your formations or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
SF. So that's a good way to get the wheel spacing correct. Because I had a goofy wheel spacing on the Abrams.
Yeah, I mean, and it makes for a super clean. Like the bottom is slick, you know.
Yeah, and it works.
Yeah.
I like using that technique.
Yeah.
And you got that weird fake suspension.
Fake suspension. Yeah.
Classic Dan Siskin technique there.
Yeah. Yeah. Other differences between this model and yours? The turret looks a little bit.
Turret's a little more squashed.
Yeah.
And the gun barrel piece, that's we had a hard time getting a hold of those Technic connectors
Right.
because they don't really make them anymore. Can't really source them enough.
Right.
So I found a solution here to use the support, modified brick that's round support, just
Right.
one piece, and it looks really nice and clean.
It does. It does.
So that's a good solution.
Yeah.
I think for that. And then I don't know.
That's it. I mean, it's cool. It's an obvious. It's obviously an update from our previous model.
Yeah.
Dan was really impressed with it.
He was?
Yeah, totally.
Oh, good.
Aw. Oh shucks.
Oh, shucks.
I mean, obviously, let's get a look. Let's just do a 360 of this thing again. Look how cool this thing is. And then they say Abrams. It's one of my favorite tanks, just in real life, and obviously in this
cool.
kit version, I think it does a good justice to it, man. So,
Thank you.
right on.
Yeah. So it's like a 70-ton tank in real life. It's just a beast.
It is. It really is a
And
beast.
it's pretty hefty too.
Yeah, 70 tons, and that's without a cooler full of beverages.
Yeah.
So
Coolerless tank.
coolerless tank is 70 tons. Yeah, I'll talk about the figures.
Yeah, cool.
So we have 2 crewmen here. Their names are, I added the nameplate, so it's Brickman and Brickman. I don't know if you can see that. It's the same body on both, but I always kind of like adding names if possible.
Yeah.
What else? It's in that the latest camouflage pattern, the OCP, operational camouflage pattern. Very similar to multicam. We've seen this before. I added a new vest, a bulletproof vest on this guy, and yeah, it's cool. I like it a lot.
These are super premium figures.
Super premium.
inside a kit,
Inside
which
a
we
kit.
don't really do anymore.
Yeah. Similar in a lot of ways to just like the uniform to standard infantry. One difference that I noticed is usually in the field, it seemed like just infantry on the ground would have a subdued patch on their sleeve, whereas I saw a lot of the tankers were wearing a full color patch. Maybe that would be like in the midst of combat, perhaps they'd switch out, but I did see a ton of pictures with them with a full color one, and I just wasn't seeing that with the infantry. So,
Yeah.
and on the front of their vest, they have normally where the ranking goes, a little Easter egg there is the Brickmania gear.
Yes.
Yep. And this is a super sparse loadout. I mean, they're in a tank, so they probably can keep their gear on the inside. And so, simple dudes. We're coming out with a rifleman later this next month, something like that. A week or two from now, whatever. We're coming out with a rifleman pretty soon, so that'll go with these guys pretty well to support this vehicle.
Minifig cat headgear.
Yep.
And microphone piece headset.
Yep.
Those are cool. They had nice little detail.
Yeah. Two separate heads on these guys. One guy has the standard issue goggles on there. That's based off of the actual goggles that you'd see out in the field. So maybe he's sticking his head out and, you know, observing the surrounding environment. And then the other guy has sort of like a mirrored reflective, maybe lightly tinted, like just safety goggle or safety glasses on. So that would be more for inside of the tank. That's what my thought process was on that. So
Yeah.
two super cool guys. I'm glad that we're able to do custom printed faces.
Yeah.
So
Full 360
always
guys.
yeah, under the arm printing. Look at that. That vest wraps around really nicely.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Beautiful. Thanks, Cody. I can't forget. I almost forgot. Check out their boots. So this is the other huge difference. These guys are wearing tanker boots. And it's kind of an old school throwback. Like they look very similar to cavalry boots because you know they kind of are, right? So these boots compared to infantry boots don't have nearly as much support because you know when you're working on the inside of a tank, you're not on your feet all day. You need to be more mobile in those cramped spaces. And also they don't have laces. It's just this like a leather belt that wraps around a few times, so you can quickly take that boot off if you need to, or if it can't get stuck as easy compared to laces in random equipment. So
Who needs laces?
so that's cool. You always see tanker boots on these guys, and
Yeah.
I think they're sweet. So
Tanker boots on the tankers.
yeah, that makes sense.
Fitting.
That's all I got for the figures, Cody. Anything else you want to talk about on the tanks?
So you can modify this.
Yeah.
In
Do
order
tell.
to just remove
Oops, sorry.
the Tusk armor.
Show it. Can you
Tusk
show it?
Tactical Urban Survival Kit.
Tactical urban.
Yeah.
Nice.
I mean, these just kind of fold down. You can just pop them off, and you can replace the plate sticking out with tile.
Right. And that would, what conflict would you see that configuration in?
Well, that's just like the standard.
Right.
Your standard purchase of an Abrams kit.
Standard. I mean,
It's just to put these uranium skirts
Yeah.
on the side, which are still on underneath. But in order for me to build it, I just did studs out because it's
I'm
covered
just dropping
here.
it. Sorry, man.
So
Yeah.
you can just pull that off and replace it with tan tile. Same here. These will just come right off.
That's cool.
And you can just have a bare bones tank if you wanted to.
If you wanted to, yeah. But this is the sweet up-armored version with awesome weaponry and a tactical cooler.
Yep. So this is a new theme for us. We're doing main battle tanks.
Main
Every
battle
country's
tanks.
main battle tank every month.
That's awesome.
Towards the end of the month.
Yeah, so just keep following us, and you'll see all the awesome. What? Oh, what is that?
I don't know.
Oh, is that one next?
Yeah.
Cool. So you might see a competitor to this tank.
Yep.
Some head-to-head epic tank battles coming up here. With that,
I think that's the toink.
that's the Toink tank. What?
Toink?
Toink. I don't know where to go with that. The Toink. With that is the episode of Brickmania TV. For more information, check out brickmania.com. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe so you can see all of the main battle tanks that are going to be coming out in the future. Thanks for watching.